I see you, man. I'm just getting myself together, man, because um, I go and I look. Hold on. I go and I look at the other channel and stuff, and I believe we got to do better, man. You know, not us, not you, but damn, it goes to show what we have over here. What we have over here, these people don't rock with us, man. Maybe they did at one time, because we have perfect strategy to go over there and make community over there. For nothing else, nothing less comedy, but it does take a little support from the others to just go over there and get some comments. Because I seen a couple girls. I ain't say nothing yet though. I ain't say nothing. This I'm looking for this HD live though. This dude, he's putting in. Well, he's doing his thing, but we need some work over there. If he's going over there, I'd rather. Okay, we at 100. We at 100. We got 100, pimp. We got 100 subs. That's good. So we just showed that we could grow 100 subs. And what do we have on this channel? We ain't grow not one sub. Maybe one. Maybe one. This information is way more valuable over here. And the information over there is bullshit. We're showing it. We're showing that. We're over there putting out bullshit. Okay? And we got 100 subs. Over here, we're dead serious. It's the shit that could help. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? No? So we're showing ourselves, look, we got, bullshit. It's bullshit over there. But that grows to 100 subs. But anyway, I just believe that, we need to take advantage of that shit. We got whatever is happening over there. People are rocking. We got to, hold on, let me see a couple comments. Some videos take off, some don't. We got people commenting, man. We don't know these people. This dude said, "You're living the dream, man. Living the dream." We're building a community over there, guys. Some asshole commented, "You're living the dream." You know how it is, man. That Naga, you know how it is, man. These niggas, I just wish well for these brothers if they go and dance with the gladiator. These niggas are living this underbelly grunt work. But it was a couple girls that commented on the Anton video. This other dude, Big Dunk, says she tried so hard to distract Kendra from something. So brothers are just, then like I said, it's bullshit. What you want me to say? We know we're doing powerful work over here. Really? 5 subs over here? Really? I'm starting an experiment where I'm living out of my margin account. Nice. Wow. I'm here to help, brother. I rock with brothers, you rock with me. I'm most certainly here for whatever you need. And like I said, that's the other part to it, man. You know, I definitely want brothers to shine. I know you niggas like, you niggas just make sure my scheduled time is still my scheduled time. I don't give a damn what niggas got going on for themselves. My plan is still in place as well. But that's what I want. I want brothers to have somewhere where people can say, yo, if you like that now, I got that real shit over here. So, come over here to my chain. We want all that. So that when your people bill and you come over and bless the other show, you bring some people, it all is a web. It's all a web. You know? You know? I know you niggas like to get out there. I ain't letting none of you niggas get away from me. I'm with everybody's shit. It's just the way it should be. We gotta do it like the bank when we get paid. We gotta lend our money out to companies. Right. Yo, bro. I like where you going with this. I want these different factions. I definitely like that. I'm all the way with it. Niggas know I need something like I'm over there doing complete bullshit. But I have other things that I rock with as well. But this bullshit. Instead of saving 10% on the front loading and paying my bills through margin. Boy, oh boy. I like where you going with this. I like that. Because everybody knows that's the one part. That's the one part that I'm missing out here. Which is fine. You brothers will help me. I'm learning from you brothers every day. In this new climate. Once that happens, because they always try to associate, my type of people. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know how much money you got to have to be relevant to these people, but I understand what the play is. You just want to have, the sound mind and that shit you over there talking about. That's why I do my little bit of learning. So we will be a complete gambit of information for these guys over time. It's a beautiful thing. Nevertheless, let's get to the morning class. I mean, I got a lot of shit to cover today. Fuck it. Because I wanted to cover this Geraldo Rivera shit. The shit was crazy. But let's get to this.
Test, like hormonal test, and you will do one at the start of your period, I think, and the other at the end of your period. I honestly don't remember the details, but I went in for the test at the start of my period, and because I think they wanted to test for progesterone and just a lot of other all the other hormones. It was like a full hormone thing. Eventually the test results came out, And it so happened that two things were off in my result. So she gave me a call and she said, "Oh, I just see the two things." So she said the first one is your prolactin levels, and they look quite low, but it's nothing to worry about. Are you stressed? I was like, "I don't know if I'm stressed. I can't really tell." She was like, "Okay, you might just need to bring your stress down and rest a lot so that the prolactin can kind of drop." And then she asked me, she was like, "Oh, then you have anemia. I'm going to prescribe you some iron medication." And I just looked at it and I was like, this doesn't really answer the reason why I'm not getting pregnant. And you say that the prolactin is a bit off, but it's nothing to worry about. Then you talk about my iron, me having anemia. What's the connection? What exactly? So I asked her, I said, what's the connection between anemia and infertility, so to speak? And she was like, oh, that sometimes when your body is not in top shape,
Sometimes when your body is not in top shape, is what the doctor said. She asked a question, the doctor answered. Sometimes when your body is not in top shape, meaning your pussy.
was like, oh, that sometimes when your body is not in top shape, you're not able to hold on to a baby or whatever.
So what I tell y'all, that's that plain brown rapper shit. Whatever. What do you mean whatever in regards to your pussy? What do you mean whatever? No, it's not whatever. Certain conditions can make your body not have the ability to hold on to a baby. I know you thought you looked good. Sis, nobody knows more than me. I know. I know you thought. I know. I know you thought feminism was a good thing for you and you are the shit. I know.
So to speak. And she was like, oh, that sometimes when your body is not in top shape, you're not able to hold on to a baby or whatever. I was like, okay, okay. But I was still not convinced. And then she started asking me other questions around how much blood I lose at each period and things like that. And she was like, oh, I'm not really sure, but I think you might have fibroids. And I was like, fibroids? You don't just think I have fibroids. Like, I've never heard that before, that I had fibroids. She was like, oh, do you have a history of fibroids in your family? And, asking me all these questions. And that was
No. HD Live was good. She wasn't asking that woman a lot of questions. She was running that bitch through the gambit. I know you've never had your pussy questioned before. I know that feminism made you think that you were all that. But no, this is real shit over here. I gotta run you through the gambit so we can get to the source of the problem here. It's coming from you, but what about your family? What about this? What about that?
oh, I'm not really sure, but I think you might have fibroids. And I was like, fibroids? You don't just think I have fibroids. Like, I've never heard that before, that I had fibroids. She was like, oh, do you have a history of fibroids in your family? And, asking me all these questions. And that was the very first time that someone would tell me that, they think that I had fibroids. Anyway, so I told my husband, what the GP had said, and he was just quite worried. And,
I told my husband what the doctor had said about the pussy that he chose. And he was quite worried.
that someone would tell me that, they think that I had fibroids. Anyway, so I told my husband, what the GP had said, and he was just quite worried. And, oh, back to backtrack, the GP also said that, she would send me in for a test to see if I actually had fibroids. But because mine was in an emergency situation, that I would have to wait 8 weeks for a referral. 8 weeks. You just dropped a bombshell on me that I could potentially have fibroids. And then you tell me that to even get my name on the list, it would take 8 weeks. So
You dropped the bomb on me. You dropped the bomb on me, right? What was the bomb? Something is wrong with the box. Ma'am, if you don't care about sex so much and black people are so much about sex and objectifying you bitches, why would you give a fuck? Well, I'm married, Prince. Oh, that's why they dropped the bomb on you, because you're married. Oh, your husband was quite worried. Now, class, we've heard this over and over and over. When they go to the doctor and get a diagnosis, right? And and the doctors be like, yo, you gotta come back in like 8 weeks, 12 weeks. They get so upset. They be like, yo, fix my pussy. They get very upset. They get very upset, especially when they're married. They want the husband to know, no, it can be fixed. It can be fixed. I'm not a dud. I'm not a dud.
8 weeks. You just dropped a bombshell on me that I could potentially have fibroids, and then you tell me that to even get my name on the list, it would take 8 weeks. So I told my husband this, and he was just like, wow, okay, I'm really worried about this. I don't want us to end up waiting 2 years and realize that it was something that we could have solved early in our waiting period or our waiting season. So he said, let's get a private clinic to do an assessment. So that's what we.
A man gets married to a woman. They're from the African tribes or whatever the case is, right? In the African tribe, they say you get married to have babies. This Americanized bitch wanted to experience what work and everything was like when they first got married, so they waited a few years. Okay? Now she wants to, or they want to start having a baby. She can't convert. One of the things that we always say, who wants to be a man that picks his woman, provides for his woman, successful, doing everything he got to do, ready to take care of a baby? And what he got to do is start going to specialists and doctors, all so he can have a baby. That's crazy. He should have the ability to pick what the fuck he wants. Or more importantly, have the Pussycat Facts report to disqualify what he does not want.
We did. We went to a private clinic. I went there and they did the scan and they found fibroids, multiple fibroids. And I just.
So the doctor wasn't lying to you. Ma'am, I know. I know. I know. Feminism made you think you was the shit. I know.
They did the scan and they found fibroids, multiple fibroids. And I just broke down and started crying because, and he was like, you're good, like, you're fine. He was like,
HD Live, what's good? She started crying. Why was she crying? I tell you why. She thought she was something. And it has to be the doctor. See, a man can't tell you ain't shit. Nobody can't tell you ain't shit except the doctors, right?
I just broke down and started crying because, and he was like, you're good, like, you're fine. It was like 80% of Afro-Caribbean women do have fibroids. And he was like, it's a normal thing. Like, if you put women together, 10 women, 8 out of them will probably have fibroids.
What do we teach over here? Misery loves company. She's happy to be a part of that. Oh, everybody else got bad pussy too? Oh.
If you put women together, 10 women, 8 out of them will probably have fibroids. I was like, really? I don't know if the statistics are true.
Hey, Alicia Little here, and I'm excited to announce that the 3rd annual AI and Marketing Summit is here.
But I was honestly quite shocked by that. He was like, it doesn't affect your fertility and the position of the fibroids. It's a sub, honestly, I don't remember, but it was basically in the endometrium, I think. I'm probably saying rubbish, but please ignore me. He said it was in the lining of the uterus. Honestly, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. So he told me that obviously I had nothing to worry about and that the fibroids was not in a place that was blocking anything and that I would be able to have a baby perfectly. So whilst we were having our consultation, because there was a consultation after the scan, whilst we were having consultation, I just thought to bring up the blood tests. I don't know why I brought it up, but it was obviously God. I brought it up at the blood tests that were done by my GP, that my GP had referred me for. And I brought them up and showed it to him. And he was like, oh, I can't see anything. There's nothing. I was like, can you just please look at this result? She said that there's nothing to worry about. But I just think maybe if you could give me a second opinion. And he looked at it. He looked at the anemia. He was like, I was like, could anemia cause this? And he just said, no, that, you're fine. Just take iron medication and you'll be fine. He was like, that shouldn't cause a delay in trying to have a baby. And he was like, oh, you not to worry. He gave me the line about it being under 1 year. And I was just like, can you just please have a look at because it was like a full hormonal tests, like several hormones. I don't really know what they call it, but he looked at it and then he finally got to the prolactin. And oh my God, he looked at it and his face just changed. I saw the way his face changed and he was just like, oh my God. He was like, you can't get pregnant. That's what he said. I was like, what do you mean I can't get pregnant? He was like, you can't get pregnant with this high prolactin. Your prolactin is the level of someone who is breastfeeding. You can't get pregnant. And I was like, oh my God, are you serious? I was like, so like, what's the solution? The wheels were turning in my head. I was just like, what is happening here? And his expression didn't even help me as well. But he was like, not to worry, it's fine. We just need to drop this prolactin. So he explained to me that what was happening in my body was, the high prolactin can affect women in different ways. For some women, they wouldn't even see their periods regularly. But for some women, they will see their periods, they will ovulate. But the high prolactin will prevent, I think, progesterone, which allows the fertilized egg to attach to the wall of the uterus. And he felt that that was what was happening in my case because my body wasn't producing enough progesterone to attach the egg to the wall of the uterus. And he said that if I hadn't asked him, or if I didn't check, can't I speak English anymore? He was like, if I didn't get it checked out, that I could be there for literally 3 years and not get pregnant. So I was just like, psh, like, oh my God. And he was like, I'm going to prescribe you a medication. And he prescribed, I'm not saying this so that you go off and he prescribed it and he was like, get on this, take one a week and you should be fine. You will be fine. And I was like, okay. I was so worried, because he made such big statements. He was like, oh, you can't get pregnant with this level of prolactin. And that just kept turning in my head. And I was like, oh my God, I've never heard this. My GP said it was normal. And he laughed. He was like, oh yeah, it's a finance thing because the medication is obviously expensive and your GP is not going to want to scare you. And, anyway, I don't want to even go into that, but that it's good that I sought a second opinion, basically. So if you happen to be in a situation where you're
There you go, guys. This is the real worry of a bitch.
immediately, and I started taking it, and I just kind of took my mind off it. And then 4 weeks later, the NHS called me that somebody had dropped their appointment and that basically somebody cancelled, and I was asked to come in for a scan. Remember that happened at the right
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you.
time. So I was focused on other things, and I had just one stick left at home. And I decided I was going to do a pregnancy test. My husband saw me rummaging through my drawers and he was like, what were you looking for? I was like, oh, nothing. Eventually I took it, I hid it in my pocket and went into the bathroom and I did the pregnancy test. Look, I've done several pregnancy tests over I think we ended up waiting for about, I think it was 8 months, 8 cycles. Yeah. And oh my God. I've done several. So sorry, I'm just remembering that moment again, and you see the pee going through the stick, and you almost immediately know when it's going to be a negative test. So I already saw it going, and I was like, oh yeah, another negative test, and it just went, and I just saw the second line darkening. I started shaking, brought out my phone to record because obviously I had recorded all the other times that I tried and it didn't happen.
Now, She's anemic. She has low iron. She didn't take care of her body from what the doctor said, but she still wants to try to have that man's baby. She does not give a fuck how that baby comes out. And she put that man through worry, heartache, and pain, and it will continue. If that baby comes out slow or something, she ain't gonna give a fuck. He's the one that's gonna have to be a stand-up nigga. And that will give her the ability to stand upright with swag, knowing she fleeced somebody with her pussy. Okay, guys? You know? HD Live, man. I got some women over there commenting on the Anton video. Where are you, man? Stop going over there promoting. Talk to the people. I don't care what your commentary is. Talk to them, if you don't mind. It's women over there on the Anton Daniels video that commented. Wow, she looking at it as long as I ain't slow, she'll have the baby. Damn. That's fucked up. I mean, yeah, man, some bitches is on the Anton video. I was like, we're getting people to comment, what's wrong with that? Nobody else over here, me, you, King Disagreeable, Dat Naga, that's it. Maybe playing once in a while. Nobody over here is supporting us anymore. Our guys ain't supporting us no more, man. They won't go over there and comment and have a conversation for us, So, they won't send us no cash apps. They won't go comment. That's why we had to do the migration, King. We had to get us some fresh bodies. We had 100 subs that HD Live. We had 100 subs. You heard? I know I've been bullshitting on us getting our story out, but I think we still got a chance. We got 100 subs now, so if we get 10% of that when we do our live stream, we got 10 people. That's more the fuck than we got over here. All right? We'll take anything better than this shit. Well, hold on. Well, HD Live, can't you see? Can't you see on the screen? HD Live, can't you see on the screen, brother? I always recognize my people, B. Always recognize my people. We got 700 watch hours. I don't know how many watch hours you gotta have before you get monetized, but I know it's 4,000 on the real shit. I don't know how much the medium one is, but we're climbing on our hours, player. I would say that's a good sign. We got 88 subs because we started with about 10. So now we got people commenting. Like I said, once you go, I'm definitely going to jump in.
me, I knew that I wasn't pregnant, but it's like, I don't know, I could be. So when I went to the doctor, found out, no, you have the symptoms that are linked to PCOS. And I always knew too that because my hormones have been kind of out of whack, my grandmother actually has thyroid problems. So I figured that maybe everything with me hormonally out of balance was due to maybe I have thyroid problems. So with PCOS, I have to go on a special diet, and I have to start back working out, which I wanted to do that anyways, but I really wanted to know what it was that was causing me to be out of whack. So now I have to go on a special diet. I did download this PCOS app that is supposed to help me get on the right track. So I'll start doing that and documenting the journey of me having PCOS next week, because that's when I'm going to start from scratch with the dieting and eating the proper foods and all of that good stuff. So the common signs of PCOS and the symptoms: irregular menstrual periods, infertility, obesity, and excess hair growth on the face, chest, abdomen, and upper thighs. This condition, also called hirsutism. Hirsutism. I don't know how to pronounce that, but you guys can see I do have all of.
Hello, hello, hello. She's showing you what it is. Can't be mad at that. You know. You know, we always say, hey, we be like, yo, damn, us black dudes, we do not judge these women. We make sure they got their swag. We do not hold all of this stuff against them. We still deal with it.
Chest, abdomen, and upper thighs. This condition, also called hirsutism. Hirsutism. I don't know how to pronounce that, but you guys can see I do have all of. I do have that, and that right there is a very, very self-conscious thing that I have about myself. This excess hair that I have all over my body, that is something that I really have been trying to get a hold of, and I never knew what it was linked to, but luckily today I found out that it is linked to PCOS. The infertility thing is something that scares me because I know me, I want to have children someday. So I'm glad that I did decide to go ahead and go to the doctor to figure out what is going on with me, because we can go ahead and get a hold of that. So when I do decide to start, practicing or start trying to have a child, it won't be as stressful with me not knowing, or with me having PCOS.
Ma'am, you already behind the 8 ball. So you're going to try to rejuvenate yourself, then find somebody that you might want to have a child with, unless you want to go IVF where you don't have a man. So you're going on either way, you're going on a journey with a failing box.
I did decide to go ahead and go to the doctor to figure out what is going on with me, because we can go ahead and get a hold of that. So when I do decide to start, practicing or start trying to have a child, it won't be as stressful with me not knowing, or with me having PCOS. My doctor can give me the necessary things that I need to go on and have it. Another thing is supposed to have severe acne, or acne that occurs after adolescence and does not respond to usual treatments. That's something that I'm blessed to not have a problem with, the acne thing, because I'm a skincare junkie, so I do take care of my skin. Oily skin, patches of thickened, velvety, darkened skin. I don't have that. Multiple small fluids, filled sacs in the ovaries. Some of these symptoms I have not experienced, and some of I have experienced. But the thing that upsets me the most, or I kind of like, I don't know, I get upset about, is with the weight, because of how hard I've been trying to keep myself at a certain number and get myself down to a certain number, and the fact that my number has skyrocketed. It kind of makes me sad, because it's like I've been putting in so much work. I changed my diet, and now it's like everything I'm doing now is not working. But maybe with me starting this new PCOS diet and starting back working out, I can get my weight back down to where it was, and it won't be as complicated as it is now. But I really wanted to bring light to this topic, because
Well, with HD Live, which one? Did you comment on the? I want you to comment on the people's comment, the girls. I got two. I got like 2 videos. Hold on. Yeah, it's a girl there, B. Oh, you was in on that? Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh. I heard that black men who date and marry white women is because black men want to be the. Whoa! Oh shit! She said that? Black man want to be the woman in the relationship. Wow. No, she didn't say that. Oh. Oh. And then the other girl. The other girl is she's on Black Men Settle for Black Women. And then this other guy, Ricky, he was being mean. It is what it is.
Because I don't see a lot of, because I've been researching it since I found out about me dealing with it. I've been researching it, and I haven't seen a lot of black women talking about it. I actually haven't seen any black women. I haven't seen any black women on YouTube talking about PCOS. If you know any creators that are on YouTube talking about them dealing with PCOS, black creators that are talking about them dealing with PCOS, please link the videos down in the comment section so I can go check out those videos, because right now I'm watching different women who are talking about dealing with PCOS and stuff like that. The thing about the irregular menstrual cycle, I've been dealing with an irregular menstrual cycle. I started dealing with an irregular menstrual cycle a little after me getting into college, because when I was younger, I didn't have an irregular cycle. It just started while I was in college, and that is a point where I should have gone to the doctor to figure out why my cycle was kind of out of whack. But it's confusing because it's all kind of like blurry, and I don't know. And I'm trying to. In 2 weeks, I'll know the actual results, and when I get my actual results, I'll come back and I'll tell you guys what it is and what it is, what it ain't, and how it's gonna be. Okay, what effect can weight loss have on women with PCOS? For women who are overweight, weight loss alone may regulate the menstrual cycle. Even a small loss of weight may be helpful in making menstrual periods more regular. Weight loss also has been found to improve cholesterol and insulin levels and relieve symptoms such as hair growth and acne. So, I'm going to start back with my dieting, and if you guys are experiencing PCOS, or you're dealing with PCOS, and you want to go on this journey with me, because this is another journey that I'm going to be going on, is this PCOS journey. I'm going to start, eating healthier. I don't know how more healthy I can eat, but I'm going to start doing the PCOS diet, and I'm going to do me some meals, start back meal prep, and start back working out at least probably like 3 to 5 times a week. Probably going to be 5, but I'm going to try to do 3 times out of a week for at least about 30 minutes to an hour a day. So I can get things balanced and get things back regulated and right.
Now, I'm sorry about that. I just wanted y'all to know. See, this is a great example. See, she's being truthful. I know she sounds frantic and panicked, and it is what it is, but this is what they're going through. She's dead serious.
The next time I go to the doctor, she's supposed to be putting me on the right medications to help me get back in balance, to help my hormones get back in balance. And I can't wait for that. And I really want her to put me on something that is going to help with the infertility, because I don't want to deal with that. That is stressful. And being that I'm 28, I don't want it to be too late. I really don't.
28, too late. 28, too late. So you 28, you trying to manufacture and reconstruct your pussy. So by the time you have a baby, we'll be fair, say about 31, 32. Damn, that is the wrong playbook. You have been programmed all wrong. The worry on your face says it all. Okay? Like, they did you dirty, sis. Let's just call it what it is, B. They programmed the hell out of you. talking about you want to have a baby. Bitch, who are you fucking? You can't even speak about a man in a good way. The fuck is you talking about? But that's the idea. They think that we'll just accept any pussy. That's the idea. That was funny, HD Live. That was funny. LL Cool J with Bad Box. I know it's a little freaky, but it was funny. It was funny, nevertheless. That was funny. All right? You know? But HD Live, as you can see, man, you know, we struggling over here, pimp. You know, that's why we did what we had to do. We can go over there to the other channel, and we know we're going to have a couple viewers. Because same thing over here. We're speaking about something that people are not talking about, but we have fucked this channel up. And I realize, as much as I'm not cursing on the other channel, the damn women do more cursing than anything. I'm like, yo, these women curse so much. These women curse. If anything, they'll fuck my channel up because I'm not cursing. These bitches are cursing. I might have said like one curse. These bitches, they just curse up a stone. So I definitely think we are in a great position to, like you say, pop our live out. You know, and try to get our sympathy. And that's that. I think we're in position now. Like I said, I got the content set up for brothers to do what they got to do. Simple as that. Simple as that, pimp.
Want it to be too late. I'm going to do more research on this PCOS thing because I really do want to know the ins and outs about it, and I want to know how to get it regulated. And like I said, I'm going to be doing the dieting, I'm going to be doing the working out and all of that good stuff so I can get myself back together, because one, I don't want to get back up to a high number in my weight, because girl, I worked way too hard to lose that weight just to gain it back, and that is something I'm not going to do. But I wanted to just come and bring a light to it because I want to start a conversation about this PCOS thing, because I don't see many Black women talking about it, and we got to get ourselves together. If you're dealing with it, please tell me your experience, how you're dealing with it, how you're coping with it. Is it easy? Is it difficult? All of that good stuff, bad stuff, or whatever. And yeah, that is it. Don't forget to like, make sure you come in and hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so you can get all my notifications, because I upload every Saturday and you don't want to miss any of my content because it's lit, it's popping. Gets it on, we get it popping, we keep it rocking, we ain't stopping, period. So yeah, that's it. Love you guys, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.
There you go, guys. This is what the black box has become. We're doing
kind of shifted from doing pop culture content and shifted into talking a little bit about the things that had been on my mind and things that I struggled with when it came to my mental health. Those videos started picking up a lot of traction. One video in particular did very well and continues to do well to this day. And it continues to bring new subscribers to my channel to this day, new eyes on the channel to this day. I never expected that when I first posted it. And I will always keep that as a reminder that you can never control the response of what you put out on the internet. However, last year during this time, I decided to take a little space away from the internet because I felt like that was the best thing for my mental health at that time. And I think I posted maybe 2 videos in the month of May last year. This year, though, I'm going to kind of go back to my roots. And 2022, 2023, this time period has been such a interesting period for me when it comes to my inner growth as a person, when it comes to my mental health, and when it comes to my relationship with the internet. And so there are some things I'd like to discuss. Some
Brothers, did y'all hear that? My growth as a person and my relationship with the internet. This bitch ain't got no man around. Let's go.
some circles I'd like to bring to a closing point. And I'm doing this for the same reasons that I did it before several years ago. And that is because I feel like if I share what I want to share, it could possibly help someone else. So in this first video of my little mental health month series, I'm going to be talking about my fertility journey because I do feel that it is something that a lot of people can relate to, especially women in their 30s, especially Black women. I'm also sharing it because I came
Women in their 30s, especially Black women, fertility journey. Man, why would you start your fucking fertility journey at 30? Stupid.
to you all multiple times, and told you about the fact that I wanted to become a mom, and then I was not going to be a mom, and then wait, no, I'm going to do it again, and then I'm going to be a single mom by choice. And now that my fertility journey has ended for me, for better or for worse, I'm done chasing it. And in this video, I'm going to explain why. There have been so many things that I've realized about myself and the reality of motherhood, and I just think that this video could close some conversations. And
That's what independence and liberty, the power to be on OnlyFans and the internet with a microphone, getting jobs, everything that allow these bitches to pay their own bills, got these bitches saying stupid shit like this. And brothers and sisters often say, why are you promoting this shit? Why don't you just take your fucked up pussy ass somewhere and sit the fuck down? Don't promote this. And also realize, oh, being a mother is hard. Why? She's going to tell you.
Open up some other ones. So first of all, let's talk about the semantics of wanting to become a single mom by choice. So when I first shared that with you all,
I want to become a single mom by choice. So let's stop right there. You didn't think you were stupid by saying that? No, Prince. All right, let's go.
Talk about the semantics of wanting to become a single mom by choice. So when I first shared that with you all, I think it was in November of 2022. In this video right here, I talked about how there had been some things going on behind the scenes in my life, but they had settled at the time. And I had gone to my main support system at that time and I had said, hey, I'm ready to pursue motherhood, even if it means I have to pursue it alone. In the moment,
ma'am, think about what you're saying. I think I want to pursue motherhood, even if I have to pursue it alone. What does that say about you? More importantly, what does that say about your pussy? That you as a person and your pussy ain't good enough to get a fucking man to care about whether you live or die.
Everyone was like, hooray, you can do this. You've got it. It's great. And I should mention that everyone was basically just my parents. But that was kind of my vibe. That's what I was going to do. And
bitch went and told her mother and daddy, my pussy ain't shit. I'm going to be a mom by myself. Let's go.
And I began to set myself up for this journey, which meant that I had to make sure I found a good doctor, which meant that I had to make sure.
So you could go find a good doctor the same way you could go find a good man. What a stupid Black person.
I was aware of the fertility clinics and the cryobanks and all of that good stuff that I may have access to, which meant I had to check my insurance and see, okay, what can I afford? What can I not afford?
Why you can't do all that with a man? Why you can't do all that with a man? Because you stupid.
And I got myself ready for this year to be the year that I really pursued that dream with all of my heart. Because, as I stated in this video,
if you want to build an app and have no idea how to code or where to start, check out Base.
A couple years ago, my biggest block to motherhood at that time, or so I thought, was the fact that I wanted to raise a baby with a partner. And I'd always had a very hard time locking that down, especially in my 30s.
I've always had a problem locking down a partner, especially with my old ass pussy. Why, sis? Because niggas don't act right after they give them this pussy. Sis, do you think your pussy's probably garbage to the men? Well, I have been having a problem. I've been having a problem locking them down, so maybe you're right, Prince. So why you giving up? Why you giving up? What about that stuff? The right man gonna find you, and there's somebody out there for you, and somebody for everybody, and all this wild shit. Who want to get a chick pregnant with her hairline pushed back like Shorty? We about to. Yeah, come on, man. These chicks think they robots. Facts. Shorty, you can't just go get manual parts to fix it. Brother, it is what it is. Bad box, all this has to be handled naturally, dum-dum. Well, science and technology, pimp.
And so what I decided to do going forward into this year was to just forget it. I'm just going to do it myself. I'm going to go for it alone. There are so many people that do that. The second you enter in Single Mom by Choice here on YouTube, you are flooded with stories of women who have gotten to a certain age and they've decided, if I want to build a biological family, I have to do it alone.
Now, is that a dumb black person? This is where they draw their brothers in the new society. People draw their experiences and references from the fucking internet, not her own mama and daddy. She's going to her mama and daddy to say, I know y'all made me the right way. I'm going to go make somebody else the wrong way. But she believes it's whatever, man.
And here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to share some of these women's accounts and stories with you in the description box below, because even though I'm no longer on that journey, I have found so many resources, got so many of my questions answered.
Okay. So you're no longer on the journey. Can we officially label you a sex toy, or you just going to sit around with your fucked up pussy?
And am now following along with several people's journeys from their insemination to them having
Ma'am, do you believe you fucked up your 20s?
a healthy baby? And I think it's a very powerful thing. And there's a lot of resources out there for people that are going on that journey. And for anyone who doesn't understand why someone would go on that journey, let me make something clear. Being a woman is being constantly reminded about and being constantly talked to about your life in relation to how you want to pursue parenthood. For the majority of us, from the time that we're like little kids, our bodies are reminding us every month that, hey, you could have been a mom this month. We're going through hormonal changes. We're going through physical changes. And most of that can be tied back to our relationship with motherhood. Are we about to give birth? Did we just pass a window to have gotten pregnant?
Who the fuck you think you talking to? That's fucked up that you do people like that. That you could just try to trauma bond with lying ass pieces of pussy. And no man in the world supposed to know, bitch, you lying, you fabricating, and you embellishing.
Pregnant? Are we going to pursue that? I mean, it is constantly something our bodies are dealing with all the time for the majority of us. If your body is healthy, right? You go to the doctor for a checkup. One of the first questions they ask you is, when was your last cycle? You don't, you never get to really escape it as a woman. And then if you're sexually active or you're dealing with another physical issue, you might have to take pills that are directly connected to how your body performs the act of menstruation. I mean, there is such a connection that we have at all times with that subject.
Ain't no connection, you stupid bitch. You fucked up your 20s, you stupid. Now you got this old box.
Whether we want to have it or not. I want to say that one of the reasons why I decided to share my journey was that I did not see a lot of women in my 30s or in their 30s, talking about wanting to be parents, but not being in a situation where they could make it happen. Instead, what I saw consistently was people who were child-free by choice and excited. And they were like, you can't make me have kids. You can't tell me I should have kids. Get off my back. And I want to say this now for the record, I'm very jealous of those types of people. I would have had a much happier and more productive 30s. And this is why I'm looking forward to my 40s so much, but I would have had a very much happier and productive 30s if the weight of motherhood had been lifted from my back. And
I would have had a better life if the weight of motherhood. No, I got here from a mother. No, her weight, that's on her. I'm way less of a woman than her, but I'm better of a woman than her. But the weight of motherhood just fucked my life up. I could have just been fucking. I was trying to really, be something. But it just proved to be too much. But how could the poor Hispanics be mothers so easy, but you can't? Well, I got a career, I have money to make, I have a life to live. But the Hispanics live their life too, and they're poor. But it's just not like that for black women. Black women have it so hard out here. We got to show up every day,
So I see women all the time debating with strangers online and proclaiming that, no one will change their mind and they don't want to have kids. And honestly, I wish that that's how my brain worked, because you can make decisions for yourself. You can be content with not having a partner for longer, I think, at least, because I tied partnership to whatever. But there's just a lot more peace that you can have, unless, of course, you're being bombarded with criticisms and things from the outside world. But in my opinion, there's a lot more inner peace that you can have when you're like, hey, I don't care what my body's doing. I'm never opening that door to motherhood. Sorry, not interested. Versus someone who, like me, was, just dragged by their own emotions, their own mental health, their own feelings of running out of time, felt like my biological clock was whooping my ass every year of my 30s. And so I would have loved to be a happily child-free by choice person. Would have loved it. However, that's not who I was. And I felt like there needed to be something, some kind of content online, some kind of conversation happening around being child-free, but not by choice. And I ended up finding an online community. I found literature. I found a lot. And so I just wanted to share what I found and how I was using that to kind of move through this decade of my life that I thought would be filled with pregnancies and family building and all that.
Because you're stupid. Why would you think your 30s would be filled with pregnancies and family building after you have made yourself that a non-feminine woman and this weird person with bad pussy? Why would you think your 30s would be that? Because you were systemically programmed wrong. That's why. And guess what happened? The creature of habit. Living your life, fucking random niggas, going on vacations is more important to you. And you were only fooling yourself thinking that you could be as strong as your mother, who is a real woman. Because guess what? She still got her husband. Even if she didn't, she's realer than you.
Stuff. So getting to the end of that decade, I had decided eventually that I was going to go about having a baby on my own, despite all the extremely negative rhetoric out there about women having babies on their own. I remember being in the 6th grade and there was a teacher who apparently or supposedly got pregnant on her own, and she was made fun of. She was mocked. And I think it's always been kind of a taboo thing. Like if you go to a sperm bank, people always kind of ask like, well, what is wrong with you? So I think a lot of people have to fight through that before they will go and get sperm. I think also being like an older woman, and all of the misogynistic content that's out now about women hitting the wall at 25. So if you get to my age and you still haven't had a child yet, well, it's your fault. There are probably great men out there you didn't settle. Who can forget how Lolo Jones was mocked online for? And I don't know Lolo Jones. I don't know her dating history or anything about that. All I know is
Yo, HD Live, chick, you ain't found shit. You 30 trying to catch up. We ain't dumb. Yeah, you can't stop this gay shit. You can't stop this gay shit, man. But you did give me an idea. All that gay shit you talk, you did give me an idea. And this is kind of something to do with it too. This last comment right here has something to do with the idea that you gave me. Now, I understand you put in that gay shit. You gotta stop this shit, man. You gotta stop this shit. But I did. You gave me an idea with all this shit you talking right here with the scraping and scrambling bullshit, right? It did give me an idea for another soundbite. And my soundbite is going to be when P. Diddy and all them niggas, they was taking a drink on that scraping and scrambling shit on that live stream. P. Diddy said, eyes. I'm going to take that clip from P. Diddy. Eyes, everybody. Eyes. Yeah. So you did give me that idea. I'll give you that. Yeah, this bitch ain't shit, son. Can we all admit that? Can we all admit this bitch ain't shit? Now, we do have another show to do, man. I can't play these games, HD Live. I'll drop the link for you on the other show. Because, screw these motherfuckers, man. So we getting this workout. Now I got this other show I want to do. And we just going to cook them up on a Friday, brother. So I'll be right back, all right? I'm going to just reset.